Oh, it's quite heavy actually. Can I send it? Oh, it's heavier than I thought. The water's taking a long way. So I've got this log. Now we're gonna send it. Hello YouTubers, welcome to another episode of the vlogs. Today, some unprecedented events are happening. We're on the water for 2 days in a row, so hopefully, fingers crossed, get on the water. The wind is not much, so hopefully the water's flat. The weather, the sun isn't out as much, but that's pretty good. It's a good temperature. Might rain a little bit, but no worries, we'll bring some layers. And quite a small train. And hopefully we'll be meeting Charlie on the water too, so he can also be on the water with me and I can be in the water with him, but also can get some live coaching going on as well, so that'll be pretty good. So going to get the boat ready, get out there, hopefully dry, and get a good session in. So let's get to it. Unfortunately, I can't see Charlie, so unless he is around the corner, or maybe I'm going to meet him down there. Maybe no live coaching after all, but we will soon find out once we get in the boat and have a little paddle down the river. Oh yeah! Little bit of a rowing drill. I'm going to be moving some logs in the water because I don't want to hit them on the boat. And hopefully it'll just be a service to get them out of the way. So, come on with me. Come with me. One log mostly out the way. Hopefully we can get all the stuff out the way so we can go up and down this water without having to constantly look. Let's see, let's keep paddling. Bring this one with me. That might have been it. Might have been the one. Yeah! Clearing up the river. Clearing up some debris. And there's a cow. Ooh. Seeing wildlife, cleaning up the river. Oh, it's an adventure today. Yam squad.
And that is it for this session. Time to put the boat away, back on the rack. Oh yeah. And we've made it outside after being outside on the water, just playing with Yam, getting him some energy out before our big walk later this afternoon. But after any session, remember we have to fuel up because remember food is fuel. And speaking of that session, that was a really fun one. It didn't go as I planned, but the sessions where you don't have, or it doesn't go to plan, but then you have fun with it anyway, are sometimes the best ones. So the plan was to go out, row with Charlie, maybe even getting to like see my speeds compared to Charlie in the single. So he has a single down at the boat club down the river, so we'll meet in the middle, do some paddling together. But with the rules, the quarantine rules, you have to have a time slot, and his time slot he thought was one time and it wasn't, so it didn't quite match up with when I was in the water, when I thought he would be in the water. But anyway, that didn't happen, the coaching didn't happen, but we have plenty of time to get some coaching done, to get some paddling together. Maybe tomorrow, maybe at some point this week, or maybe even at another point next week, we'll get paddling together, but we will eventually do that. Anyway, the session today, so it was a good amount more than yesterday's paddle, and water incredibly flat as well. Wind, I need to note what direction the wind was today, because there was some wind ahead of tail, but the direction specifically, I need to know if it's northwest, west, east, south, whatever the way the wind is blowing, because even though the wind's blowing, the water isn't affected by it, so it's covered by the trees. So that's absolutely fantastic. So then I know that even maybe one day it might be, so I think it's like 2 or 3 miles an hour according to the internet, but say it's a 20 mile an hour wind, that's going to be not as bad as a 20 mile an hour wind, say in a different direction, that might actually cause the water to turn up. Science. But ended up doing a little bit of clearing of the river, having a little bit of fun. To me it was, okay, well, I want to paddle up and down this stretch, and I don't want to keep looking behind me in case I hit something, because I went down the first time and I was like, oh, there's a log, okay, paddle, paddle. Oh, there's a log, oh, paddle, paddle. Oh, there's a... So I had to keep stopping, and then so I paddled around and I was like, okay, let's move those logs out the way, not only for myself, but for the other water users, so they don't crash into the logs themselves. And so I ended up trying to make it into like a drill, so it meant that I had to like balance the boat more than I would just paddling around. I was practicing as a train passes once more. Quite a busy train track actually. But it meant that I was doing things out of my comfort zone, like backing down and moving around, one hand out the boat, putting weight away out the boat, throwing a log around, and it meant that it's just increasing the comfortability in the boat rather than just paddling around and hoping it gets better. On top of that, the session is when I was actually paddling, I'm trying to, it's easy to say, oh, square earlier, or just row square blades, but if the balance and the confidence isn't there to get, even just extract the blades square, it's quite difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, but maybe it's a case of I should be on, not training wheels, but the equivalent for a single where you put the floats. Oh yeah, maybe I'll get some floats, and then I won't need to worry about balance at all, but I don't want to have that as a crutch. So forcing myself to get used to the water, but even from today and yesterday, yes, the water is really flat and really awesome to have the flat water, but it's an improvement already. And I think I had a couple of strokes in there where I got squared early compared to usual, and almost, or maybe even, got the blades off the water. So that's good as well. So progress immediately, but obviously it's like noob gains, so I can't expect to be improving at such a rate the entire time, but I do want to keep the enjoyment high. So doing things like, okay, I need to move these logs anyway, so let's make it into something fun rather than, oh, I need to move these logs. And that's kind of taking that into the, as Yam comes, Yam, what have you done? What have you done? Full send. As Yam has fun running around the pond. And that's like taking that out of rowing as well. It's just because you can make everything fun, like going to the shops fun, even staying socially distanced and with masks if you want to, gloves, etc. But making it into a game, making it fun, makes everything a little bit better and a little bit more enjoyment for you just throughout the day, rather than only looking, say, I know a lot of people use, say, sport or their activity for an escape of, or to find their enjoyment, but sometimes you can find enjoyment, small bits of enjoyment throughout all parts of the day, so you don't have to wait till the thing that you really enjoy to enjoy, if that makes sense. But we're going to get Yam, we're going to see if, yeah, I've been working on his come here. Oh, come here. Will he do it? Will he do it? Oh, he's going to run away. Will he do it? Come here. Oh, you got the ball. Oh, good boy. Good boy. He likes right here. Oh, he's gone. Maybe he doesn't want to be called, but he's dropped the ball. Oh, no, took the ball. You. Oh, and that's a funny thing with a Dane. You can't really tell if he's got a ball in his mouth. But anyway, that is, or it will be, today's episode, Yam Squad. A little bit different, just having a bit of fun, getting that enjoyment in. Oh, Yam, he's dropped the ball in the pond. Looks like I'm going swimming. But as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Both of those things really help the channel out. And we're almost at 20,000 subscribers, and I have a little bit of an announcement for 20,000 subscribers. So stay tuned for that. And I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Oh yeah.